Hey Mallards, it is Wednesday and I was back at Fringe this evening. I saw 3 shows, 2 of which you can still buy tickets to. So I will talk about them in order. I was going to film when I was still there, but I literally went from one show to the next show to the next show and then wanted to come home with Amanda. So I left right afterwards instead of chillaxing and recording. All right, so the first show I saw this evening is called The Sack, like S-A-C-K, Sack. It is a one-man show that is up in Red Venue, and it is essentially a sort of spoof on the superhero genre. It is about a man named Spin Isaac, he says Spin Isaac instead of Isaac. And he's just your ordinary guy who becomes a superhero, and he introduces himself by saying that his superpowers are above average bravery and below average judgment. And also he can't be shot at. And it's his essentially origin story of becoming the superhero, the Sack, and fighting off various villains. And I won't spoil what you discover in that show because he does have one show left. It's on Sunday. There are still tickets available. There will be a link down there and you should go. I'm actually kind of disappointed I didn't see this show earlier in the run because I wish I'd seen it when there was more than just one show left. It's hilarious. I highly, highly recommend it. If you like superheroes at all, you're going to love it. And if you are the type of person who just enjoys a comedy storytelling show, you will also really, really enjoy this. His physicality, not in a mime way, but just he presents each character very different bodily and has very different voices for each of them, but it is largely a stationary storytelling show. So there's not a lot of crazy stuff happening, just a few, like a couple masks or different sort of outfit pieces that he wears throughout the show, but it's mostly done through his vocal quality and his poses. And he flows between the characters very well, and they are each very distinct, which is really, really, really fun. And the story is pulpy and enjoyable. And seriously, I can't recommend it enough. Link down there. The second show I went to is HeadCannon Burlesque. I've been to HeadCannon several times before. They've been in videos. This is Kate Murray's, or as she's known in the HeadCannon world, Velvet Auclair's burlesque troupe. And what they do is do a mixture of burlesque performances while reading smutty fan fiction. And the show is always enjoyable. As a person who loves fan fiction and enjoys burlesque, it's like two things that I adore have gotten married, and it's beautiful. And this show is no exception. It flows very well from story to story. They still have some of the games that they play in their regular HeadCannon shows, and really talented burlesque performers, and some beautiful fanfic. With the sole exception of, it's not that this fic isn't beautiful, it's just that one of the fics is a Star Wars Luke Skywalker / Han Solo fic. That's not the problem. The problem is that the whole first part of the fic is Luke bemoaning the fact that his ex-boyfriend doesn't love him anymore. And said ex is, I'm sorry for doing this to you, but if I am going to suffer in this moment, so are you. Jabba the Hutt. That's right. Luke Skywalker and Jabba the Hutt. Just let that sit in your mind. It doesn't matter that it's not described, it's mentioned. And that's just not the kind of thing you can unthink. So enjoy that. And please try to enjoy HeadCannon Burlesque. They have a lot of fun on that stage, and it's guaranteed that you will laugh, you will hoot, you will holler, and you will have a good time. They have 2 shows left. I know that their next show is sold out, but they do have a matinee show on Sunday that they still have tickets to. 3:30 p.m. on Sunday. Absolutely go. Links down there. And then the third show I went to, you can't buy tickets for because it was one night only and you missed your chance if you weren't there. And that is Orlando Fringe's Flashlight Cabaret. It's always one of my favorite evening events at the Orlando Fringe. Essentially, performers from other shows can sign up to do something on stage that the only requirement is that it can't be part of your current show or part of your shows in general, just something absolutely wild. And so you get a wide range of things. Paul Strickland and Erica McDonald did a cow jazz number that I liked way more than I should, considering it was like about cows chewing cud and then turning into shoes, and they said the words cow jazz more times than a human should hear that in their life. But it was a nice drive, and I really, really enjoyed that. And so it ranges from that to impromptu burlesque numbers to an absolutely crazy little scene put on by Theater Gumbo. I'm missing a word there. The people who do Mind Eater. And it was all really, really, really fun. It's fun for me to see different sides of these performers because some of the performers that are more reserved do kind of wild things or vice versa. And it's a guaranteed just night of frivolity. And the point is, they shut off all of the normal stage lights and everybody just uses flashlights to light things up. And I think it was meant to be sort of like dark and mysterious. But here's the thing is LED flashlights exist now, and like we light things as well as any of the stage lights at this point in time. But it was still a wonderful time, hosted by the lovely P. Sparkle, who is a beautiful human with the type of personality that I adore. I also attempted to do audio description for this because I make smart choices for Janine. And it went relatively well, considering that there was no possible way to know what was going to happen ahead of time. But we had fun. So, as always, links down there to get your tickets to shows. Please, 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 if you have a chance, check out the SAC for their last show and check out HeadCannon for their Sunday matinee. And I will see you tomorrow.